Hello, this is Spidey1958 and welcome to my Pathfinder Kingmaker classes videos, prestige classes. This time we're going to do, I think, the last one I need to cover, which is the Dragon Disciple. And we're going to do a different weird build for that. Let's go back here and select him. No, we don't want him. Let's select that one. So we're going to be a halfling, and we're going to be a halfling sorcerer as our beginning class. Basically, to be a dragon disciple, the only restrictions is you have to be able to throw non-memorized first level arcane spells, which means you have to have like druid or sorcerer or magus or something like that. One of the characters, your companions, actually is a I believe Red Dragon Disciple. So we're going to go ahead go with Sorcerer. And I picked basically Gnome because they had Charisma and Dex bonus. And Strength, we'll probably put some in Strength so at least they don't have a minus. But yep. So let's go ahead and do Next. Now, if you're going to be a Dragon Disciple as a Sorcerer, your bloodline has to be a Draconic bloodline. And that determines what type of dragon you're going to be. So we've got, the black and the blue and the brass and the bronze and the copper, gold. So let's go with white. Let's go with a white dragon. We'll be a little different here. And we've seen the basics for them again. So let's go ahead and do Next. And get rid of the minus there. Give ourselves a plus there, and we have one extra point. So there we have it. So a little bit of strength, good dex, good charisma, not very wise, and that. So we get 1 point in skill points, and that has to go in Arcana. We have to have a Knowledge Arcana 5 and the ability to spontaneously cast first level spells. So let's go ahead and put our 1 point in there. Next. We get our feats. And I'm going to do what I usually do, which people don't understand, but point blank shot gives a +1 hit and damage within 30 feet, but it's also the prerequisite for using your ranged touch spells without the -4 in combat. And since your 0 level ranged touch spells are the other good attack you have, this is, in my opinion, very necessary and worthwhile. If you're going to, and I build most of my casters so they're not built to go into combat. So we're going to go ahead and do that. They also get their free feat, and that's what we're going to use to take combat casting. So just in case someone does get in their face, they have a chance of getting their spell off. So let's go ahead and do Next. And we get their 2 first level spells. Since we're going with cold, let's go ahead and do Snowball and Mage Armor. So go ahead and do Next. And
this will hurt!
Yep, need to get the gender right.
I stand ready.
I won't take that. None shall escape. Out of my way!
We'll take that one. And we will take True Neutral. And we will call Call it Little Red or Little White. Oh, if I didn't actually choose the voice. Okay, so there we have the base character. So I am going to go ahead and complete this, give it a bunch of experience, and then we'll be back in a little bit to look more at the build. Okay, we're back, and we're going to advance some more sorcerer levels. Boom. So we need to remember to keep adding to the Arcana, because we need 5 ranks in it before we can become a Dragon Disciple. So next. Complete. They get no new spells at second, so it's really a simple, straightforward. Boom. Okay, another level in Sorcerer. In this level, they will... Oh, that's right. I always forget that. I take Mage Armor, and they get Mage Armor free at 3rd level. So I basically wasted a slot. I always forget that. Oh well. Another level there. And next. We get another feat, and now we want to take Precise Shot, which means they won't be getting the -4 penalty on their attack rolls to shoot in the melee. Or melee, however you want to say it. I've heard it pronounced both ways, and I've been corrected both when I've said it either way, so. Okay, next. And we get another 1st level spell. So is there anything else really cold related to get here? Not really. So I think we will take Hurricane Bow, so that if they can raise their damage on their bow if they need to. So next. And nothing new and great. They did get Dragon Resistance. Dragon Resistances. So they get their first of their cold resistances for that. And they're up to 6 spells. 6 1st level spells they can throw a day. Okay, next level of Sorcerer. Bink. And this is, they'll get spells this level but nothing else. But they do get a point here, which we are going to put into Charisma. Put a point in there. And next. So they get their first 2nd level spell. I don't know that there's any cold 2nd level spells. There's Frigid Touch, which is a touch attack. Does 4d6 of damage, but it's a touch attack. We could take Mirror Image. No reason to take Resist Energy. I know they're mostly about cold, but Burning Arc is such a useful spell. So let's do Burning Arc. And complete. And this will be their last level of Sorcerer for a while. They're going to get Resist Energy, which is why we didn't need to take it, because they get it as a spell. See, they get a +1 point of damage per die rolled on cold damage. Which means we probably should actually get the cold touch attack next. Not a big fan of it, but probably it's a good spell to get. So let's go ahead and get next. And their last level of Arcane Lore. Next. They get another feat. Now we could give them Arcane Strike, which would let them basically make their bow +1 damage and treat it as magic, which might be worth doing, but I think it's better to get dodge. Let's get dodge. And we're going to go ahead now and take the cold spell. Probably would have been better instead of burning arc to take the cold spell and a defensive spell. Frigid Touch, which is cold damage, right? Yep, cold damage. So it would get actually +4 to damage because it deals 4d6 points of cold damage. So next. Oh, we also must get a first level spell. Yep, we get another first level spell too. We take Shield, Stone Fist, True Strike, Vanish. Large person might be useful to have. Cause fear, corrosive. Let's go ahead and do ear-piercing scream. That gives them attack if something doesn't take cold damage, and very few things resist sonic damage. So, go ahead and do next. They got their dodge, ear-piercing. They can grow claws now. And complete. So now we can get our first level of Dragon Disciple. So let's go ahead and scroll down here, and our Dragon Disciple. Okay, Dragon Disciples, basically, they get a natural armor in place at 1st, 4th, and 7th. They get the Draconic bonus feats at 2nd and 4th. They get the spells as if they were a sorcerer, which they've already gotten. So they would actually count as 6th level. So they would actually get the 6th level spell, which is Dispel Magic for their type. And so, and they get Blooded Dragons, which they already sort of had. Basically, a Dragon Disciple adds his level to his sorcerer levels. Now, they won't get new spells this ability because they do not get an advantage, a level up in their arcane spell ability for their 1st level, their 5th level, and their 9th level. So you will basically wind up, if you do Dragon Disciple, you'll lose 3 levels of spells. So just be aware of that. But you get to turn into a dragon, so let's go ahead and do next. And now we have some choices. And since perception is one of our choices, we're going to go ahead and take a level in perception. And next, natural armor increase. Complete. And you notice we didn't learn any new spells because we didn't advance a level in our arcane casting. So let's go to the next one. Get another level in Dragon Disciple. Pink. And this time we're going to get the ability boost where they get +2 strength. These bonuses stack. They get a level of their arcane spell ability. Here it says at 2nd and every level thereafter, with the exception of 5th and 9th, a dragon gains new spells per day. As this, they also gained a level in their arcane spellcasting class. So they don't get any other benefits, but they do get that. But they now also get Dragon Bite. So let's go ahead and do next. And we want, we do more perception, or we could do one of these other ones that, let's go ahead and do persuasion, because that's a base one, and that gives them a reasonable bonus. Because I'm also a fan of getting at least one level in all your base skills, because that basically lets you do them. Mobility would be another great one to get, and we may do that next level. So they get a feat. So I'm thinking, I believe, let's check. I think weapon finesse works on natural weapons. With a light weapon, elven curved blade, assault, rapier, or spike club for a creature your size, you may use dexterity instead of strength if you carry a shield. See, I'm not positive if weapon finesse works on natural weapons. I think it does. So I think we're going to go ahead and take it. And then these are the 3 spell classes they list in here. Though I think, yeah, Bard, Eldritch, Scion, and Sorcerer. At least in the current game. I need to take a drink here, sorry. And then they get their bonus dragon feat, which they can take blind attack, mega power attack. But I think we're going to take toughness, because we got to start being able to fight in melee. Now we get 3rd level spells. So do we have a 3rd level cold spell? No. Cold does not appear to have a 3rd level attack spell. In fact, it looks like only fire and electricity do. So I think we're going to take haste or displacement. I think haste is a better choice. So there we have that. So their strength's up to 14. So the weapon finesse, if it doesn't work with natural attacks, then it was a bad choice. So just laying that out there. I'm not positive if weapon finesse. I remember somewhere that it does, but I could be remembering wrong. Okay, so next level. Another level in Dragon Disciple. So they'd get another of the spells, bonus spells, which would actually be, I believe, Fear would be the actual spell they're getting. Assuming it's working the way the book says. Okay, and we'll put another point there in Charisma, and we'll put a point there in Mobility. So next. I don't think we really want to be able to turn into a wolf. So do we go offensive? Let's go with displacement, because we want to be able to fight in our dragon form. Oh, looks like we get another 1st level spell. Yep. And at this point, let's take Enlarge Person. We also get a 2nd level spell. Looks like we get a 2nd level spell. We could take Blur, Bone Shaker, False Life. All of those would work. Or Full Strength. Let's do False Life. Okay, another level in Dragon Disciple, which will give us another +2 to strength and another natural armoring class. So next. So we're now up to a 16 strength, which isn't bad, especially for a gnome. And since they're natural attacks, they're not reduced by size, I don't believe. So let's see. So world knowledge, these we get a minus in. So let's go ahead and use magic item. That would let us use like cure wands or something like that, which might be useful. Next, we get another feat. I don't know if you can use arcane weapons with... Do power attack. Do endurance. Cautious fighter. A cautious fighter would give us another 2 dodge bonus when we fight defensively. So let's go ahead and take that. Because everyone wants good armor class. So let's go ahead and do next. And we get our first 4th level spell. Is there anything cold on 4th level spell? Cold may not be a good choice. Does this actually do cold damage? 2d6 of cold damage. So it would do some cold damage. But we could also take... Nah, let's take Stone Skin. Continue with our buffing to be able to fight as a dragon. So complete. And our last level of Dragon Disciple, which will give us another bonus Dragon Feat. Okay, what do we put the points in? It's not really worth it for most... Well, let's go ahead and put one in World Knowledge so that they can cook. And it's since technically this would be the Baroness, we'd probably want them to be able to Baron pretty well. So we get 2 feats. We could take Power Attack. Or we could take Piranha Strike. Let's go ahead and take Piranha Strike, assuming that it actually is a finesse. And we could take Power Attack, Mobility, Knowledge, Arcana, Meta Magic, Improved Initiative, Blind Fight. Let's go ahead and use Improved Initiative so you can get your spells off, or have a chance of getting them off before someone runs up and hits you. And that should complete our 10 levels. So let's go ahead and look at the actual character. So, without any spells, their armor class 18. +1 for size, +4 for dex, +2 for dragon, and +1 for dodge. So with their spells, 22. And if they fight defensively, 26. So they can get a reasonable armor class. They're not really a frontline fighter, but for a magic user type, they're pretty good. Abilities. They get their Draconic Breath. So at 9th level, they gain a Dragon Breath. This deals 1d6 points of cold damage per sorcerer level in a 30-foot cone. Those caught in the area of the effect receive a reflex save for half damage. The DC of this save is equal to 10 plus half your sorcerer level plus your charisma modifier. At 9th level, you can use this ability once per day. At 17th level, you can use it twice per day. So if once per day, they can breathe, doing 10 dice of damage. Claws. So since they're small, their claws only do 1d3. At 7th, they go to 1d6, 1d4 if small, so they go from 1d3 to 1d4. At 11th, they'll do an additional d6 of cold damage. And they can use them a number of rounds per day equal to 3 plus their charisma modifier. Bloodline, sorcerer bonus. So this says specifically only when they cast a spell. So their innate abilities don't do it. So they got mage armor as an extra. They got resist energy. They have blood of the dragons. They have their natural armor. They have dispel, arcane spell casting, their blood feet, their strength bonus, the dragon bite, which would be, since they're small size, 1d4 plus 1.5 times their strength modifier. Upon reaching 6, the bite also deals 1d6 points of energy damage. The type of damage dealt is determined by the dragon's bloodline. The dragon resistances, they get cold resistance 10, natural armor bonus increases to +2. So at 10th they actually, or at 9th they actually went up to DR 10 for cold. They get their fear spell, like I said, and they get their bonus combat feats. If they don't actually do weapon finesse, these two would be switched out for something different. You could do like Arcane Strike. Well, no, I don't know. I don't know what you switch them out for, but you could switch them out for something. Fearless, slow movement, blah, all that's fine. So their base attack is only +5. So they're only going to be +8 with melee and +9 with ranged, which isn't horrible, but not frontline fighter. So their crossbow is going to be a +10. Their ray damage, range of 50 feet, would be +10. Their touch would be +10. So, and there's their classes. If we look at their spell book, here are their first level spells, which I'm not seeing the bonus spells in here. Second level spell, third level spell, fourth level spell. So if we go back here and go to their spell tab, don't see a bonus there, don't see a bonus there. So they don't show up under normal spells, which is where I thought they would be. And they don't show up here. So it may be broken. The bonus spells may not actually be working at this point in the beta, which is fine. But they do have 0 level, and they do have Ray of Frost, which is cold damage, so they would actually get a +1 on that. So that would probably be their main attack rather than using the crossbow, but because it also, it just does cold damage, nothing else. Okay, so as always, if you enjoyed this episode, go ahead and give me a like or a comment. And if you disliked the episode, leaving a dislike's fine, but please leave a comment saying what you disliked about the episode. As always, this is Spidey1958, and have fun gaming.